Hello everybody, Jimmy is Promo here, and in this video I'm going to give you guys my first impression of the huge Samsung Galaxy View.
We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
So just to give a little bit of a comparison with some of the other tablets made by Samsung, here is actually one right here that is 10.1 inch. So this is the normal size tablet that most people have today. Let's put it over here a little bit too. But you know what? This one over here trumps it. You know what? It is kind of big, but after playing with it for a few days, it actually feels good. Not only does it look great with the two-way kickstand that is here in the back, which I'll show you in a minute, but it also feels good when it's actually sitting on your lap as well. You know what, let's give another comparison. This is another huge tablet that was made by Samsung. It's the Galaxy, this is the Ativ tablet that AT&T sold, and this is a 11.6 inch screen, so it's almost 12 inches and still being dwarfed by this huge screen here in the back. So one of the things I do want to show you guys is the two-way kickstand that is built on. So let's turn this around a little bit, and we'll see if I can show you guys what it looks like. So this is what the back of the tablet looks like, and you can see here there's a little bit of a handle right there. That is, if I was to push this kickstand in, I'd be able to hold this right here just like a normal handle, and then this right here would be able to lay right on down like that. And you can see it barely even fits inside of my little cube here that I always work out of. So all I did was I actually put the tablet face down. I'm going to kick it up to where as if the kickstand was set up to where you would have it standing up. And this little compartment right here is actually where you'd be able to put your SIM card in there. So if you get this from AT&T, you'd be able to have it connected through a normal mobile network. And then you can also have it connected to Wi-Fi at home. And then this other section right here is actually for the micro SD slot. So you can put a other SD card in there that can go all the way up to 128 gigs. And just so you guys know, the one that I have here is 64 gigs internal, and there is another version that has 32 gig. So what all is equipped with this in terms of little buttons and little triggers? Well, on the very top left-hand side, this is where you have the power button. Right next to that is actually the volume rocker. And then if you were to spin it over to this other side, on the bottom right-hand side, this is where you would actually have the headphone jack. You also have the normal micro USB slot right there. And then this is actually the power cord source right there you would plug on in to charge this huge 5700 milliamp battery. And since we're talking about battery a little bit, this one will last you about 299 hours if the screen is off and you're just listening to music, or it'll last you 8 continuous hours of streaming video or watching a movie. So this is a 18.4 inch screen. It actually weighs a little bit over 5 pounds, and then you're also going to be able to get the screen resolution of 1920 by 1080p. So the majority of all the videos that you would be watching on a tablet would actually work perfectly well with this one. I do actually love the fact that you'd be able to have your split screen going on here. So if you wanted to, you can turn on your little YouTube on the left-hand side. Then on the right-hand side, maybe you want to go on the internet and browse around. So this is perfect for if you want to do a lot of multitasking and you need still your large screen. So check this out a little bit. Here is that little 10-inch tablet that I showed you. It just takes up the right-hand side. And there is the 10-inch tablet right over there on the left-hand side. So as you can tell, you have basically now 2 tablets that you're able to work with in terms of screen space. Equipped in the center is actually a little 2.1 megapixel camera, so if you want to do any of your Skyping, taking pictures, doing little selfies, hello world, then you'd be able to do that, and there's really not many shooting modes in here. You do have a few effects, and then you also have where you can change the size of the picture, and let's turn on beauty, because I'm not looking that great right now. And then you'd also be able to make a little bit of videos as well, too. 3 more little things to kind of show off is on the very bottom right-hand side. This is where you have the Google search bar. And then also what you've got is you have this button on the very bottom right-hand side, and that is referring to TV, basically DirecTV. So DirecTV is part of AT&T, and AT&T is where I did get this tablet. And it's really cool because I already had my AT&T email and everything set up on this tablet, and then I went into my DirecTV, and then this is where I'd be able to watch movies that would be playing live, which is extremely cool. The other way you can see that is actually just by swiping over to the very left-hand side, and then this is where you'd have it. I believe if you have the AT&T version, you'll actually have all these different tiles for Hulu and Netflix and all the other options, too, of video streaming. Other than that, on this one right here, you just have to go in and go to the Play Store and then download any of the viewing applications you would like. So my big take on this, and I mean big take on this, is that it is extremely cool to have at home. I love it that it is big. Viewing, that's why it's called the View. You're able to view content easily, even from across the room. And you can have an application where you can use it as a remote to control your tablet as well, which is another video that I have. So first impression, this thing is awesome. I do love it. I've been finding myself using this tablet more than the other tablets that I've owned from before. Oh, and I do want to give one more little bit of information. I don't know how long this is going to last. I do know that this video will be on YouTube for a long time. So as of right now, which is November 25th, and I'd say between November 22nd and November 25th, whatever these dates were, of 2015, you're able to not only get this with a 2-year contract for $500, outright it's $600, but because you have DirecTV, or if you were to get DirecTV, then you'd be able to get this at an awesome rate of $100. You cannot beat a huge tablet this big for $100. It's basically a mobile television. It's like a telablet. You know, Samsung has the original phablet, phone and tablet mixture of words, so I'm going to call this a telablet because it's basically a television and tablet. So, oh, and also for any of you music lovers out there, this tablet right here does have 2 4-watt speakers in the back, which is extremely loud. So you can't really tell from this camera, but what I'll do is I'll just turn this up really quick, and when you guys actually listen to this in real life, so make sure you guys go to an AT&T and check this thing out. But you know what? In terms of a tablet, I'd have to say that this one right there definitely takes the cake. So if this has helped you guys out, make sure you guys hit on like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.